Good morning still. It's November 16th, and been a little busy. We just got the latest update, 12.5.6.3. Our previous version was 12.5.4.1, so we've missed quite a few. But I have to say, we've had it since today is Sunday. We've had it since Tuesday, I believe, or Wednesday. I've taken it out a few times. And I honestly have to say, I'm not really happy because the parameters have been changed from chill, standard to hurry, from chill, standard, assertive. And those three settings they covered everything, the street and end-to-end on the highway. Now the chill, standard, and hurry only applies to over 50 miles an hour, and automatic speed offset doesn't seem to be doing a very good job of reading speed limit signs. Because now when I go into the center of town, it just blows right past the 25-mile-an-hour speed limit sign. It doesn't even attempt to slow down unless I manually slow the car down. So, Tesla, you got some work to do, and I'm gonna show you that right now. So here we go. Leaving my driveway. Okay, I'm going to navigate up to the post office. Well, this is actually new because it would race out of my driveway at 30 miles an hour up to the stop sign, and it actually adhered to the speed limit. That was very good. Just waiting for these two cars. Speed limit is 45 here, and it's 5 miles over the speed limit, which I'd probably be doing. Mostly everybody does that. It's keeping a good, safe distance. I think I have it on standard. Well, actually, it's a little close now. But it's driving like everybody else does, a little too close. It's backing up now. And this is about right. It's adhering to the speed limit pretty well. Road takes a little bit of a curve here, it takes a curve here, and just about at the bottom and goes downhill, and just at the bottom of the little hill it changes to 25. And in my previous trips up here, it just blew right through that sign. Now it might react to these cars in front of me. We shall see. Here is the speed limit sign, and it is not slowing down. It's only reacting backed into the car in front of me. It did not slow down to 25, and in 12.5.4.1 it would slow down to 25. And like I said, those new parameters don't have any effect on this, only on the highway stack above 50. Here we are at the post office. Oh, look at this. It's parking itself. Not quite in the right spot, but it brought it right here to the post office. Bravo. Okay, now I'm going to go back. Oops. And that trip. Let's see. I'm going to navigate home. Let's see, I did not have my foot on the accelerator pedal, and I pressed down the stalk, it went automatically. Let's see, now it's adhering to the speed limit here, but coming up the hill it wouldn't. Roughly 5 miles an hour over. Just will not speed up. The speed limit is now 45, and I gotta give it a nudge with the accelerator. I have to continue to remind myself not to use gas pedal. Yep, 45 right on the nose. And we have totally lost the ability to drive into the driveway. I forget which version it was, but I got it to drive into the driveway 5 consecutive times. I can't remember what version. Maybe the first 12.5 version that I received. But I've only had it drive into the driveway once since then. It gets halfway across the lane and just gives up. Maybe I should paint some lines on the edge of my driveway so I could read them. But I know you guys will fix that. Also, I noticed in the last version, 12.5.4.1, that when we got to this little bridge here, oh, it's stopping again. No, it didn't stop. It slowed down. It would come to a complete stop there. And why are you going at, it's 30, you're going 16. Okay. This is, you wouldn't slow down for 25 mile an hour speed limit, but it's 30 here, and you're going 20. And here's my driveway. Let's see what it does. It drives right in. Go on, go on. It gave up again. It gave up. But at least it got to the lip of the driveway that time. Oh, thank you very much. Everything, we're safe and sound. Okay, we're back. Okay. That was interesting. So now what I'm going to do is drive up to Greenfield, get on the highway, do some highway driving, and record that. So I'll be back in a little while. Now I am intervening here. Not intervening, but interjecting here, excuse me. I just clicked on activated FSD on this road. Orchard Road, I believe it is. And it's, you know, it's keeping its, with relatively reasonable speed limit range. It's 30 here, and it's proceeding at 33. But on town, maybe I still have to just drive it some more, and it'll eventually realize that it has to start reading the signs. I know, it seems in my past experiences with updates, you have to drive it around a little bit so it actually learns what to do, even though it's been overwritten. It still has to catch up. That's my impression. Such a smooth ride. We are proceeding 8 miles, well, 7 miles over the speed limit right now. I haven't really messed with the parameters other than chill, standard, and hurry. Now realizing that it had no effect at all under 55 or 50, whatever the limit is. I have to read the release notes again. But that's why I'm taking this back road to Greenfield. No, I don't want to go that way. I want to go this way. In fact, I did not program FSD. I'm just letting it do its thing. In fact, I'm eventually going to get out of it and just drive, because I enjoy driving the car also. So, I'll be back. I forgot that 112, the speed limit is 55, so here we are testing out the highway stack now. It's set at 40%. Let's see, autopilot. Offset is at 40%. We are on standard. We are at 63 miles an hour. Let's see if I can drop it down somewhat. Nope. Doesn't really make any difference. Still just cruising along. It's 63 miles an hour, almost 10 miles over the speed limit. There's no way to, not like it used to be. And this is on standard. And we're at 63. So we're roughly 8 miles over the speed limit. I can bring this back. Standard. Oh, see, now it says standard up at the top here. Hurry. Now it, ew. Okay, I hit hurry, and now we're really moving. Let's go back to chill. That was ridiculous. Holy moly. It definitely picked up when I put it in standard. I mean, took it out of standard and put it in hurry. I mean, we're still cooking. We're still cooking, man. Let's bring it back here. That was a bit much. Okay, I brought it back to 60. 59, 60. Well, I can see how this works on the highway. And it also, the scroll wheel will work when you're not in the highway mode. But I'd rather it take care of business itself instead of me having to do it. So here it's 50, it's not reacting at all, and it's in chill. It's just not reacting. Whereas before it would. So, we got a little bit more, some more improvements to do, fellas, in the lab, because it's just not chilling out. And I'm on chill, and it's not chilling. It's almost 10 miles over the speed limit. Now it's reacting to this car ahead of me, which hopefully is not a police officer. And I'm going to have to change my battery pretty soon. So, you see how 12.5.6.3 is very aggressive no matter what you have it in. I'm going to put it back in standard. So I have accessed the left scroll wheel, and when I press it in, it gives me acceleration mode. Now that I'm under 50 miles an hour, the only modes it gives me are chill and standard. Now when we get above 50, I will look for that, see if it'll give me hurry. But right now I am in chill. We are 1 mile above the speed limit on 112. I think we're still in Plainfield. But if there were anybody behind me, they'd be right on my tail, because people just fly down this hill. And I'm doing precisely the speed limit. Usually this is like 55, 60 mile an hour, so people coming racing down this hill. It is not slowing down for speed limit signs at all. I have to do it manually. I have to disengage. Okay, I just had an interesting observation. The highway modes were still showing on the screen at 48 miles an hour for a good period of time. The standard was showing up here, and then when I hit 55, it disappeared. But I thought it was only supposed to be visible up to, at 50, and then below it would be it wouldn't be applicable, but it just showed me that that's not true, and I wish I was recording when it had that, when that occurred. So, very interesting observation. Now we are up on Route 2 near Shelburne Falls. We are in standard mode. Wow, the river's low. Switch modes. No, I can't. It only gives me standard and chill. But I'm 5 miles, 54 and a 50. See what I'm at. 71 for a max. Went up to 55. Check back in when we get to Greenfield Center. We're up on Route 2 in standard mode, about 8 miles an hour over the speed limit. And, it's pretty smooth. It's driving like most people would on this highway. I've got a couple of cars behind me, but they're not right on my tail, so I'm not holding them up to any significant degree, but I'm realizing this version is very aggressive no matter what version you have it in. I like the previous versions a little bit more because they actually adhere to the speed limit signs better. And I guess I'm going to have to get used to adjusting with the scroll wheel. And that's why they call it supervised FSD. There's a patrol car right there. Okay, that was not enough time, but you decided to pull out anyway. That's why we have FSD. To avoid, believe me, I want to say something else, but yeah. So I'll check back in when we're about to get on the highway. All right, we are at the Greenfield Big Y Plaza. I did a summon, which I did in video. And now I'm going to construct the car to go home on the highway. And we're going to test out these parameters at an even higher speed. So I'm going to program that in now. And let's see where we go here. Did pretty good on that speed bump. It's stopping. Very good. It stopped. Paying attention to the pedestrians. Very good. Very, very good. You can actually get out here. I'm telling it to get out here. It was going to go down to the lower end exit, but I decided to make it go here. This is probably a harder exit to get out of, but I wanted to see how well the car did. How well the car does. Inching forward. We could be here for a while. Oh, it turned right. This car is going to turn left in front of us. We can go after this one. Okay, you got it. Go. Go. Had to give it a little nudge. Let's see if it gets in the right lane. It did get in the right lane because we're going to be merging onto the highway from here. And I am going to take this Vesta after the heat off. It's even better. I'd love to be playing music, but I don't want to have any copyright infringements in my videos. And we are proceeding. There's 2 lanes here, one to get on the boy. Go. standard parameter showed up on the screen. We were accelerating up to 65 without me having to do anything. That was very smooth. Cruising at 70. Feel it right there. Don't need to go any faster. He's using a lot of fuel. A dually, and he's got a bike in the back, and he's doing what, 80? Glad you could afford that. This is just about right. We're on standard mode. Let's see. Can I get to hurry from here? No. You cannot. You have to go in through the menu. So let's see what happens. Hurry. And we are hurrying. Absolutely. We are boogieing. We are at 81. Here's a standard and chill when you access the scroll wheel, but if you go in here into the menu, hurry is exactly what it says it is. We were cruising at 81 and a 65. Let's see, we'll bring it down to standard. Well, it's probably going to stay here now because it's already established that speed, so let's slow down a little bit, but not much. Slowing down a little. That's because there are cars in front of us. Battery is waning quickly. Let's put it back in a hurry and see what it does. Oh, it immediately changes lanes. highway journeys, I had to actually turn on the directional signal. Wow, this is fast. Whoa, whoa, but under control. Okay, we are clear. All right. That was our first highway excursion. It changed lanes with plenty of warning. I didn't have to intervene. I only intervened because of a possible speed trap that was there. Could have been there, so. All right, we are, that's successful test for today. I'll check back with you in the next video. Okay, I exited a little bit premature from this ride. We are on the back roads in Whately, and it's pretty normal. It's taking its time at stop signs and doing its its regular electric car accelerations up to like 5 miles over the speed limit. But it's a little, like I said before, it's a little bit more aggressive than the previous versions. I did not have 12.5.4.2, or successive versions. I went from 12.5.4.1 to 12.5.6.3. Nothing in between. I was getting used to the other version, so now I have to reorientate myself, and I'm giving it a little nudge up to the speed limit because it's doing 28 and a 35, and I'm about to run out of battery again on my GoPro, so I'm gonna pause it here. Oh, they put a guardrail here, a new one. Very good. And I'll be back. I'm learning how to drive with my iPad and my laptop. my iPad in my lap, so I can hold it up to the steering wheel and pretend I'm still looking out. It's pretty effective so far. Oh, they're pretty effective so far. I'm not getting a lot of warnings when I'm driving, so I think this will be the parameters for recording. And I also need to get a more up-to-date GoPro, because this is an 8, and I believe we're up to version 13 now. But getting back to 12.5.6.3, overall it's pretty smooth. My only issue is that the parameters have changed for street driving. Highways, fantastic. It's a lot smoother. It makes more, the lane changes are sooner and smoother. They're not as aggressive and terrifying as they have been in the past. Because some of the lane changes just made your hair stand on the back of your neck, hair stand up on the back of your neck. And this is pretty smooth. It was pretty smooth. That was just the first attempt on the highway, and it drives like a person, much more so like a person. It even got a lot closer than it had in the past when following another car. You can continue. Don't worry. Oh, another thing on this drive, since it's been very dry, and I give it a little nudge here. Since it's been very dry, and I mulched up a lot of leaves in our yard, our cars are covered with a fine dust. So I made sure I wiped the cameras down before the B-pillar cameras and the fender cameras off before I started this trip. And the tail camera. Not that that was really necessary, but... And when I did the summon in Big Y parking lot in Greenfield, I walked further away from the car, so it had to come get me. Oh, I just opened the window. It had to come get me. So it was pretty smooth. It maneuvered around some pedestrians by itself. Stopped at a crosswalk by itself. Nudge it a little more because it's 40 here. It's very, very cautious on these roads, back roads here in New England. Very cautious. I'll open the window. It's warm in here. I should turn the AC on. Nah, leave it. Leave it. So right now we are at a 42 and a 40, and this is very, very comfortable. This is the most time I've spent with 12.5.6.3. We will be spending more time together, I'm sure. I'm anxiously awaiting 13. I mean, it was a long wait between 12.5.4.1. It was a long wait between that and 12.5.6.3 for me. And I'm sitting at home watching people getting 12.5.4.2 and .3, and I'm waiting for it, and never came. But I'm grateful. I was very excited when this one showed up. Very excited. And I'm learning that I must shoot in standard mode because it takes less battery. I need more batteries too for my GoPro. They do not last very long. I'm looking at the screen. Oh, see that? Why did you tell me to do that? It asked me to apply small steering force to the wheel, and I did, and it disengaged. It's so scenic living here in New England. Even with all the leaves gone, it's still beautiful here. Couldn't ask for a nicer place to live. So an interesting video today about Tesla all-wheel drive as opposed to rear-wheel drive, because this is a rear-wheel drive car, and we live in New England, and we live at 1,140 feet. And I considered getting the all-wheel drive version because of those parameters, but I asked at the service center when we went for our test drive, and the representative told us that another prospective customer had asked the same question, and he said, "You really don't need it with these cars." And then the video that I watched today was with a British gentleman. I believe his channel was called Just Buy a Tesla. Yeah, it's called Just Buy a Tesla. And he was demonstrating how all-wheel drive works in a Tesla. And it's barely, the front wheels barely get any use. It's most of the time your all-wheel drive Tesla Model Y is driving in rear-wheel drive. And it only, in fact, he even showed some interesting parameters where the front wheels would be driving the car and the rear wheels would be regenerating. So you had one axle regenerating and one axle driving, and then it would reverse. Like the rear would be driving and the front would be regenerating for like brief seconds, and then when you accelerated, both would activate, but just the front for a brief periods of time. So it's not full-time all-wheel drive. So I think I made the right decision, because the car goes further, and two, I'm going to take over here because it always wants to go out to Route 9 and go through Williamsburg. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't like going that way. I'm going to go this way. And make it recalculate. There we go. This is a much nicer route anyway. Yeah, thank you. Gotta learn, it's gotta teach you to miss those potholes. Because New England is a pothole. It is just one big pothole. Especially after and these are potholes from last winter, and winter hasn't begun yet. So we are going to be in for, well, even if we have a winter, because it hasn't rained in 3 months. Heavily. I mean, we've had a shower or two that were inconsequential. We have a stream running through our yard that is bone dry. It has been bone dry since June. And it is November. That's got some water in it, but very little. Street parameters, they're pretty good. It's just that they don't really adhere to the speed limit like the old ones did. When I would go to the center of town and it saw that 25-mile-an-hour speed limit sign, it would slow right down. Now, nope. Now we are in the center of Williamsburg. $63 degrees today. Man. I have a down vest on. I really don't need it. Now, there's a little wiggle there. It's unsure of itself. Almost home, so I don't have to worry about my down vest now. Just gonna. Oh, it's turning. You can go. Go, go, go. Should be home in 7 minutes. 4.7 miles. Usually people are traversing here at 40 miles an hour. It's 30, but it's 40 after this curve. Okay. That was pretty smooth. Gradually approach the speed limit. Now there's somebody behind me, so I'm going to speed up a little bit because people usually travel at light speed up this hill. So I'm going to coax it to 49. Otherwise I'll have a whole caravan behind me all the way up the hill. Thing about tailgating or tailgators. We moved here in 22. I got rear-ended twice that year. Both cars, our 2018 Bolt and our 2012 Prius, which this car replaced. And the Bolt, the 2018 Bolt, has been replaced by 2021 Bolt because I totaled the 2018 in February. Fell asleep at the wheel a few miles from home. It's usually a high statistic. And that's why we now have a FSD Tesla. I had been researching this company for a year and a half or longer, actually a lot longer, because I had been researching it when we got the Bolt, so that was 2018. But didn't think we'd ever get one. Was I ever wrong? Gladly. I think the selling point, I don't think the selling point was, I may have mentioned it in a previous video, was the guy driving his Model 3 off the cliff. Once that happened, I said, I want that car. It had nothing to do with full self-driving at the time. It had everything to do with safety. Everything to do with safety. And now, here it is, I'm riding in one, it's driving me home. And all the research that I've done has convinced me this is not a car company. It's a tech company that makes cars that drive themselves. Well, and there's nobody else that does it like this. BMW may be close, but I don't want a BMW. I don't need a BMW. Too big, too expensive. No thanks. I've seen so many positive reviews of Teslas, no matter what they are. Yeah, I've seen some bad ones too. Let's see, are we slowing down? No, we're not. We're still blowing right through this 40-mile-an-hour speed limit sign. Slowed down a couple of miles an hour, but not enough. And that is a fire warning. So the speed limit will be 45 here. We have actually prepared ourselves to be 3 miles an hour over the speed limit. All right, we'll jump back up to 50. I actually do slow down there to about 40 miles an hour because the road department is there, which is fortunate for us because they treat our roads in bad weather very, very quickly, as you will see, because our street is the next left, which is only like 100 yards down the road here. So that's another reason why I didn't get an all-wheel drive Model Y, because our roads are always treated well, and since we live at this altitude, they make sure that the roads are clear going up and down, because this is a state road we are on, 143. So this has to be cleared. And that was a very smooth turn. Now, here we are again, crawling over this bridge. At least it didn't stop. But it is a little slow. It's 30 here, and we're doing 18 now. I bumped it up to 20. I'm going to turn the directional signal on again and watch it go right by my driveway. Okay, never mind. So here we are at home. I long for the days when it would drive into the driveway on its own. That was fun. That was glorious. Okay, we're home. Well, that's it for our first real test of 12.5.6.3. Got to do some more driving to really suss it out. But I have to say the highway leg was very, very smooth. Even the leg up on 112 was very, very smooth. Of course, I didn't have any traffic to pass and the lanes to merge in and out of. But I got to say, it drives more like you would normally drive, even on lower speed roads. It just doesn't slow down for the speed signs like it did before, which could be a good thing, because honestly, when I had people on my tail and it's dropping from 45 to 25, that's abrupt. And most people don't do that. So it needs a little bit more tweaking. So when it sees a speed sign, it gradually slows down to the speed that's posted, instead of just, you know, throwing out an anchor. It's throwing you forward in your seat. So enjoy your day, and thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this video for all prospective Tesla buyers. Peace.